Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. Tarek Gindi with the Mr. Olympia. Rubiel Mosquera, aka Neckzilla, dominates in Italy. Guys, look at the size of his legs. He's got monster legs, monster calves. This is like Tom Platz all over again. I would love to have an Olympia battle between Rubiel Mosquera and Tom Platz. That would have been a dream matchup. He has a ton of muscle on top and obviously on the bottom. What he needs to be one of the freakiest bodybuilders of all times is a huge back, okay? He's not going to be the most aesthetically pleasing guy. He doesn't have the lines that a Flex Wheeler or Chris Cormier have. But what he does is so much mass, especially on the legs, that actually makes his waist look smaller. If he has a back, he's going to be freaky, and I think he's going to be the freakiest of all times. He's a young guy, and I think he has a lot of potential. Why is he winning shows now? Because his conditioning is getting better. So he's fulfilling some of the criteria. He's muscular, and now he's conditioned. Will he ever beat guys on shape? Hardly. I think he doesn't have the lines as most guys have. But Rubiel Mosquera is a guy that belongs in the Mr. Olympia. His sheer mass belongs in the Mr. Olympia, and I'm happy to see him there. Andrea Presti, second place. He's been to the Mr. Olympia. One of his weaknesses is legs, and boy, they got the biggest legs in the circuit to go against them. I believe Andrea is going to continue to compete, and I think he'll be at the Mr. Olympia. Congratulations, Rubiel Mosquera. Neckzilla is finally at the Mr. Olympia. I can't wait to see him on stage. Moving on to classic physique, René Strimler. I think this guy has nice lines. Look at the frontal biceps with the vacuum. It's nice. But he's going to need more mass, especially on the back. He's a nice project. I think in a year or two, we're going to look at these lines with a lot more muscle and say, yes, he was already winning shows when he didn't have the mass. But I think he's a project for a year or 2 years from now because he's going against some real dense guys, but beautiful lines right here. Moving on to the men's physique, Miroslav Juricek. This guy is tearing Europe apart. He's winning everywhere. He won with me in Romania. He's winning in Dubai. Now he goes to Portugal. He's got impeccable conditioning on the obliques. I still think on the back shot, he could have a little bit more separation. Let's see if that happens to him at the Mr. Olympia. Moving on to Florida, Dustin Alvis. I judged him in Alabama. Beautiful V-taper. Look at that. Large clavicle bones. The V-taper is there. I think he just needs to come in a little bit more conditioned for the Mr. Olympia because that's actually going to make him even bigger. The leaner we are, the bigger we look. And I think if Dustin squeezes the conditioning, he can be even more impressive. Congratulations. Moving on to Indiana, Eric Lisboa from Brazil. He was a men's physique competitor, transitioned to classic physique, won Pittsburgh last year. Now he's coming to Indiana and he wins. He is a very good poser. He doesn't have some of the smallest waist, but he poses very well. He puts on a clinic how to minimize his waist. And I think he added muscle on the back double biceps. Look at this back double biceps. That's impressive. This is a former men's physique guy that transitioned and is now currently winning shows in classic physique and going to the Olympia. That's why I always say, you do not pick the category. Let the category pick you. Moving on to bikini. Yes, Alexandra Vatthauer. I think I'm pronouncing her name right because I think that's the star of the week. And I'm going to go even further. I think Alexandra will be a star for many years to come. Look at the genetic makeup. It's impressive. There's no glaring weaknesses. She is complete. She poses well. And she's moving up the ranks. She took a second place to Ashley Kowalser. She wins this show. I think Alexandra could be the surprise in the bikini category moving to the Mr. Olympia. I think she is really good, and I believe she can make an impact. Great shows, great champions. There's a lot of dancing going on. Last year, I was critical of Rubiel Mosquera doing the dance in Dubai. You're a bodybuilder. You flex, you show your muscles. Then there's men's physique guys dancing. There's guys dancing all over the internet. I'm not a fan. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan. I don't like the football celebrations, the excessive celebrations in soccer, in football. In bodybuilding, if you have the opportunity to display your best attributes and hide your weaknesses, I think you got to flex your muscles. I'm not quite sure about the dancing, but I want to know what you have to say. Write down on the comments, because this one, I want to know what you fans think about all this dancing. My name is Tarek El-Guindy. I will not be dancing anywhere. I'm going to be at the Mr. Olympia, and I'm going to be flexing my muscles.